This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Real Estate Trading Frank. It's approximately 9 on a pretty chilly evening here in the New Jersey, New York waterfront. Looks like winter's coming. It is 9:04 p.m. on 2020. Very pivotal dates if you listen to my past webinars. And here we are. Disclosure, this is purely for financial education, not for any solicitation or advice. The session will begin, and it's pretty amazing. Of the best days on one of our small cap swing trades, Gamestop, which I've been learning for quite a few weeks now, if not longer, had it's a 3,000%, almost 3,000% jump that no one's really around aside from Paul. All right, we have a lot of other winners and stuff. I want to keep this short and sweet. Hi, Paul. Are you connected?
Yes.
There you go, sir. There you go. All right. So it seems like the bar is kind of empty tonight. So we're gonna just serve our own drinks and
Perfect.
just move from there. But hey, people are they're busy. They have their lives. So they'll listen to it later. All right. So what's going on? Well, what's going on is exactly what we talked about from many weeks ago, if not the most recent strategic webinars. The markets are going higher. The big cap techs are going higher. Paul did a fantastic presentation on the big cap techs on the last webinar, and that's exactly how it's playing out. That's exactly how it's playing out. And you look at this chart here, which is expanded all the way back to September, which seems like a decades ago, but it was only a month ago, September. And you see exactly what's happening. We are breaking out in a pretty major way. Now, it doesn't mean we can come by and test these levels that my tactical charts keep on showing, and of course these upside levels will be engaged, in my opinion. But then you're always gonna have the inevitable volatility pullback and all that stuff. So that's how you manage your trades. But the roadmap says uptrend intact. Period. Let's keep politics aside and all the other machinations. This move here, which was a huge drop, was President Trump's tweet. And I did mention very clearly, he loves to play the poker game. And he's playing the poker game very well. Right there. Said, okay, that's it. No more talks with the Democrats. And boom, the market collapsed. And look what happened. Look what happened. Since 4 p.m. on the 6th, which was 2 days ago, the market's made a new short-term high. That is the world of trading. So if you sit around working for perfect moments, there are none. There are none. Got to take advantage of situations that are happening. Got to take the risk. You got to go to bed at night almost crying, like, oh my God, what's happening to my P&L, and wake up the next morning with quadruple your money or quintuple or whatever, 10 times your money on one single stock like GameStop. Okay, that's the way it goes. In the meantime, you have to be a strategic trader. You need to take profits on individual selective stocks like Alexion up 500%. 500%. Yes, that's correct on the options. And some of my members took full advantage of it. It doesn't always have to be Apple and Netflix, which went berserk and then pulled back a little bit today, and Facebook and Amazon and Google and Tesla, which was a great winner. Told you guys to buy it at 240, 250. And what did the stock open up today? I mean, the calls, the 440 calls, and these are calls expiring tomorrow. It opened up at 650. Hello, baby. 160, 180% of your money if you manage to catch the exit. That's the way it's done. And there's a whole bunch of stocks on my screen that I am not even in, and they're going nuts. Big time. I'm talking big time. Like one of my biggest, I consider myself a loser for not being in Alibaba, which is now crossing over 300 at a 302.50. Yes, exactly. That's just the way it goes. Regeneron, long-term swing trade that I still have some common and some calls going out there, still going higher. Why? It saved our president's life. Regeneron, REGN. And the stock is going to go to 700, in my opinion, because it's not just a COVID-19 cocktail. It's also so many other pipelines of drugs that's going. Biogen is going to go back to 350, in my opinion. Another great stock. Got to be patient. Got to be disciplined. Got to be long term. Like Paul always likes to tell us, buy the long dated calls. Buy some leaps. Buy some leaps. Why not? So this is what the market looks like. Now, are we going to get to? I'm getting the pen. Are we just going to go straight up here? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Our SPY calls are making us 40, 60, 70%. Keep on moving the strikes up. Told you guys to buy the 340 calls 2 weeks ago. Those calls went up 198%, despite the volatility. It's 198%. Now, what business are you in that you make 198% on your money? Please, somebody enlighten me. I'm just going straight to the point here, okay? No BS. Yes, there's going to be heartbreaks in the middle of the day. Yes, your P&L is going to look like crap certain times of the day or on a particular day. But then what happens in the next 24 to 48 hours? Kaboom! Exactly. Be a swing trader while managing your short-term profits. That is what all tactical traders need to do. I am net bullish. I am not crazy bullish. I am net bullish. Try to figure out what I just said. All right. So the bottom line is this was the high of the market, almost at 3,600. So on the way up to the promised land, there's going to be a lot of heartbreaks. It's going to be like this. Maybe like this. And those are 1,000 to 2,000 points on the Dow. And your options are going to look like shit. You want to learn trade management, position management, how to make 3,000% on small cap stocks? And I'll tell you what the next one to do that will, because I've been promoting that or suggesting it, not promoting, suggesting it. I'm not your broker or your financial advisor. I'm just somebody who simply uses my intellect, my brains, and my technical charts and some fundamental research on this particular company. So it could happen. This could happen. This happens, and then boom. Never a straight line. Any of you new options traders or new traders in the market who think that the market is just a freewheeling, I'll give you all the FU money if you just buy it. No. It doesn't work like that. When you have that stress, when you have that heartbreak, and then you do the tactical dollar cost averaging, you track the charts, you sign up for the advanced coaching sessions, what we call ACS on the website. It's under members, members area, members content. You sign up for those group sessions, the hardcore stuff that we do on the weekends. That's when you make the FU big time money. Why should the market just give you free money? Ever think of that? Capitalism is not about socialism, about welfare. You got to work for it. And work means knowing what you're doing, taking the risk, feeling like crap, and then cha-ching, feeling like a king. Exactly. So please, these are words of wisdom, and listen to what I'm saying, all right? I know, I'm a real guy. On the way up to the promised land, there's going to be a lot of zigzags. But we are going to get there, in my opinion. Somebody said, somebody should ask me, why, when? Well, I would say by the second half of November, after the elections are over. Because the election is going to be a complete fiasco. I'm telling you right now. That's why I'm playing short-term calls. 1 week, 2 weeks out. I'm not buying December. I'm not buying January, unless they are longer-term setups for individual stocks, which are not really dependent on political or U.S. economic events, such as stocks like Gamestop, such as stocks like Blink, BLNK, which is the next one to go. I'm telling you right now, it's my opinion. You like it or not, who the hell cares? Because I am right 70 to 80% of the time on my trades. Canada Goose hitting 36 today. Told you guys to buy it at what? Like in the 20s? Yeah, exactly. Bed Bath and Beyond hitting 22. When you tell you guys to buy it? At what? 15? Exactly. Futures are up 16. Things are looking fantastic, but please don't get complacent. Earnings season is coming up in the next, well, it's just started. Next week is bank earnings, and then the tech earnings are going to come up. And the more the stocks go higher, the more the risk goes higher. Because I like buying things cheap and selling them when they're expensive. That's how money's made. Buy low, sell high. So the higher they go before earnings, the more dangerous they become. Because if they do not perform, guess what? On a short-term basis, I'm not talking long-term stuff. On a short-term basis, they'll smack it down hard. Whether it's Nvidia, whether it's Tesla, or whether it's Apple, whether it's Square, they'll smack them hard because they didn't meet the expectations. Remember, Wall Street and the whole business of trading is an expectations game. What's the consensus? What's the expectations? And there's something called the whisper number, which you guys know. What's the whisper number on the earnings? Ooh, they're gonna do this, That's the whisper number at the bars, around the trading capitals in the world. Well, what if they don't meet the whisper number? Then what? Boom, down 5%, down 20, down 30, down 40. And you're done for that trade. Okay. So this is the longer term chart. I'm trying to really keep this session short. Longer term chart that I've been talking about, and I kept on talking about the crossover of the MACD, the percentage K, percentage D, the MACD histograms, and it's working just like picture perfect. So for people who don't want to trade stocks, trade the SPY, trade the QQQ, trade the IWM, which is actually going gangbusters, and I'm missing that trade for now. Look at this. And this looks fantastic too. Overbought? Certainly. The stochastics. But overbought and still staying above 75.80, which means internal strength in the markets. Now what's happening here? These lines were drawn weeks ago, not yesterday, not to fit the chart so that everyone says, oh, he's a smart guy. No. These were drawn well before the fact. We try to put trades before they happen, not after they happen, so people can make money. So this is really bullish. But at the same time, we have a major resistance, this line, and I'm going to broaden it a little bit. That's a major resistance. No question about it. Yes, futures are up 16. Yes, we might end the week well, but here's the point. Can it not pull back down to this line here, which was the last breakout level, 34.29? Yes, that's a couple of 100 points. That means your options are down 60%. on the stocks which move with S&P 500, which a lot of the big stocks do. Overall, it's very bullish. Look at this bullish engulfing candle, which was last week, this week, 10/7, sorry. That was this week. And the extension, the follow through. Generally, when you have a bullish engulfing candle like this, you have what we call 3 marching soldiers. That means you get one of these. Are you guys with me so far?
Yep.
Yeah, because I'm just trying to put out, I have a lot of stuff in my head. I'm just trying to put it together so people understand. Then you got a 3 marching soldier, which means we're going to get another one of these candles, which should hit this major supply zone right there, which is pretty much close to 3,500. Remember what I said, and please somebody remind me what I said on multiple webinars. The S&P 500 E-mini futures over on a swing trade basis move in increments of how many points? I just asked a question. On a swing trade basis, the S&P 500 or the E-mini futures move in increments of how many points over a week or 2 weeks? Mr. Gomez, who are you? Guys, can you guys hear me?
Yep, can hear you. I'm not sure the answer for me.
Okay, somebody else. If you guys hear me, somebody respond. I don't care if it's a wrong or right answer, just say it. Rob. Gomez. Okay, because you guys don't focus. 100 points. 100. On a swing trade basis, the S&P 500 futures move plus minus 100 points. Okay? 3,000. 3,100. 3,200. Well, give or take a few points. 3,300. 3,500 is the next stop. What's so difficult about this? Okay, so that's basically it. So I think the markets are going to 3,500 S&P, which is about 54, let's call it 60 handles from here, 60 times 8. You're talking 400 to 500 points more. But it ain't going to be that simple. They're going to pull back. They're going to scare the living daylights out of all of you. And then they're going to go. But that's where we're going. At 3,500, there's going to be big sell programs. Big sell programs. No question about it. That big sell program could be a big one. And it'll happen for different reasons, you know, no stimulus deal, no this, no that. President Trump tweets out something really wild. Markets freak out. Okay? And by the way, God bless him that he's feeling healthy and good. Because it doesn't matter what your political affiliations are, we always want our leaders, our elected presidents to be in good health. So God bless him. So that's basically it. Now, let's get into stocks. And Paul, you can make a few comments on some of the stocks that, you know. Oops. 1 second.
Yeah. Just been watching Tesla. It's in that triangle still, and it's looking like it's wanting to break out, but it hasn't broken out yet. So just got to be patient with that one.
Absolutely. So let me just mention a couple of quick stocks, and then I'm going to cover some of the big ones that you trade and you buy the long-term calls known as leaps, and it's all good. So Gamestop. Now, did I get lucky? Of course I got lucky. I was taking a nap. Remember, I did the Twitter broadcast. I said I'm going to be away for a couple of hours. I was taking a nap. Took the dogs for a walk. I said, let me take a quick cat nap for an hour. And then the alert goes up and my phone goes like buzzing. And I looked at him like, whoa! I told you guys repeatedly that whether it's Microsoft or Amazon, possibly Apple, will take some sort of stake or partnership with this company. And the Chewy.com founder is now an activist investor. Michael Berry, the guy who made $3 billion shorting the housing market, is a big investor in GameStop. Michael Berry, if any one of you, like I said in the last webinar, which some of you like, oh, I never watched it, which I thought was shocking. The Big Short, the movie, real story about our financial crisis back in 2007, 2009. Is big investor. Why these big shot guys in this company? For a simple reason. The fundamental research says, look, they have huge real estate. They have online gaming is hot. These guys now are going completely digital. And anybody who goes digital, just like our Bed Bath and Beyond, that was one of our biggest winners just 2 weeks ago, less than 2 weeks ago. These guys win. They win. And this one has a lot of winning to do. So these calls went up 3,000%, from 10 cents to more than $3, October 16, 11 calls. And before that, we made money too on the strikes, which were slightly lower. But I said, let me keep on buying this, keep on reminding you guys. And congratulations to some of you who like to be a little bit more diversified in their portfolios, who made a killing. One of my traders today who won't let me post made $89,000. And you know how much he put in as he was buying those cheap lottos? And of course, he had some stock too. I think he made much more. He won't let me post. He's a very private guy. He's been with us for a long time. $89,000. What was his initial base capital? Take a guess. Mr. Gomez, if you can hear me, I'm going to kick you out. Please answer. I don't have a mic. Oh, it's Rick. Rick, do me a favor next time. Get a mic, all right? This is America. Seriously. Come on. All right? Because I can be switching around screens, looking at other people, writing comments. All right? So get a mic. Cost 25 bucks. I bought another one. It doesn't work either. Well, in that case, fix it. Remember, we don't entertain excuses. And Rob says, I bought another one, sorry. What are you sorry about? Feel sorry for yourself. And seriously, somebody who can fix a mic on a basic PC is living in the 1800s. Go back to the caves. I love you guys, but seriously, I'd like to hear you guys, So, all right. So, need to know. This is a need to know question. What do you think his capital was to make 89,000 bucks? Just backtrack. Do a what do you call it? Extrapolation backwards. It went up 3,000%. Nobody caught 3,000%. Okay, but a lot of people caught 1,800, 2,000, 2,500%. So what do you think he put in to make 89,000 bucks? Just take a wild guess.
10,000.
10,000? Really? So you're telling me $10,000 plus 3,000%. I'm taking the higher number. Is $310,000? No, I don't think so. If you take 10,000 and add 3,000%, it's $310,000. No. He had far less than that. Let's not sit here all night trying to figure that out, okay? 10,000 plus 3,000% is $310,000. I'm sure some member did it. Now, is it over? The Microsoft partnership and the portal, and all of a sudden the games, are just going to sell like crazy. Nintendo 2, Xbox 3 or 4 or 5, whatever it is. No, it's not over. And that's why I put the other chart up today. This one. Forget about when the stock was at $48. This is a major, major pivotal event. So if you guys are sitting there scratching your butts or whatever you scratch, okay, buy it, in my opinion. Just try to help you all. My Austrian beautiful member from Austria, sitting there from Vienna. It's like, Frank, thank you so much. Leah, good job. And she's been nailing, like she nailed Best Buy, while she was sitting around sailing through the Italian islands. All right, put that up. It's just like, yeah, because she's patient. Is she smarter than most of you? I don't think so. Is she better looking than most of you? Yeah, I think so. But is she more patient and more disciplined? Understands charts a little bit better than most of you? Yes, I think so. So my first, this is a massive bullish engulfing. Like, forget about it. It was already looking good. All you have to do was sit there, keep on buying. Next move, 17. Next move, 20. I think 20 is when it's going to hit a real load block. Do you know those cheap options that I rolled over into the 13, 14 calls? Okay. And the stock is already up a buck after hours. That's a lot for a cheap stock. When they hit 17 or 20, can somebody tell me, Gomez, what is 24,500? And next time you get a mic too. Like, what's wrong with you guys? Seriously. Mr. Gomez, CMDNJ.com, Rick is saying 2,500. What's 2,500? What? You made 2,500? I'm waiting, Mr. Rick.
He's saying that's what he started with. Your trader guy.
Yeah, who cares what he started with? I need to know what 2,500 means.
You asked how much did your
what he started with to make 380K. Who made 380K? 80K. Yeah.
89.
Oh, I hear what he's saying. Okay. No, he started with a little bit more. But yeah, you're right. If you do that math, if you take 2,500 plus 3,000%, that comes to 77,500. I know. He started with a little bit more. Yeah, you're right. You're right with that. All right. And next time, please get a mic. All right. Thank you, Rick. So this shit happens in this business. Seriously. Now, nobody has an average cost of 10 cents. That's when you dollar cost average. My cost was about 30 to 35 cents or something like that. And most of it, I was out between $1.80 and $2.80 before I rolled it out to the 13 and 14 strikes. And I'm not going to tell you how many contracts I had. Let's put it a nice amount, okay? So the only way that you had a 3,000% type of gain is if you completely went in and went bonkers buying it at 10, 15 cents, which they wouldn't give to you. You have to play around the middle. Okay, they take it, boom. All right. It doesn't matter whether you are in it or not in it. It's not where a stock is coming from. It's where it's going. It's going to go here, in my opinion, and here. It's on every technical traders, IBD, Investors Business Daily technical rating chart. Now it's rated A+. That's the way it works. It's like those biotech stocks that we used to play, which went from 2 to 20 and then pulled back to 10 and then pulled back to 6 and then went nuts again. Look at Sorrento, SRNE. Stock's going nuts. So please keep on asking me about the big cap stocks and stuff. That's all fine and good. But everybody knows them. Everybody's looking at the chart. So look at this chart. Thank you very much. Going higher. Buy it. I already put out the trades. Look at Sorrento. Pharmaceuticals. Here's a stock that we were buying. It went nuts. That's why we fell in, not fell in love with it, but it came to my notice, came to my attention when the stock went from 8 to 18. We caught the middle. Came down to 6. COVID-19 play and real stuff. Bought again at 10. Bought again at 8. Stock is almost at 12. That's 50% just on common stock. Forget the calls. And it still looks damn good if you zoom out and look at the weekly. Look at this weekly chart. Come on, guys. Wake up. Get your hands off your butt. Guys, I'm sorry if the ladies who can listen to this, I apologize. All right? And stop being a real trader. Where's the stock going? Next stop. It's all about supply demand points, where they started selling, where they started buying. 13. That's it. That's 100. 13. That's 80% on your money. This. 15. And God help us if it gets back to the highs, which was 19. It's a good-looking comp. That's a serious long-term. Just the way Paul talks about long-term tech stocks, and I show it too. This is what you call long-term small-cap stocks. Okay? Look at this. That's a cup, baby. And then we'll pull back here and there. Then the handle breaks out. And maybe it gets here. Next. Blink. Kramer likes to, blabber a lot. That's why he makes his millions, talking to people like, yo, booyah, I'm calling from Arkansas. I'm calling from upstate New York. I'm calling from Jersey City. Kramer, what do you think of this? Whoa, he called Blink a commodity. I'm like, what? He said, I'm not going to be a favor of Blink. That's the only reason why the stock fell a little bit. That's what Kramer said, I think 2 days ago. Just look at the news headline. Like, oh, it's a commodity stock. I don't want to be in a commodity. Oh, okay, Mr. Kramer. Let's look at the longer term picture. We've been trading the stock all the way from 6, 7, 8, went to almost 12, 50%, made a lot of money, very decent money, and now it's pulling back. Might even go to 9. Let's look at the internals, but look at the weekly volume. Nothing, non-existent. So the Kramer boy sitting there in Oklahoma or wherever they're sitting, I'm not picking states, who the hell cares? They're like, oh, he said it's a commodity, so we need to sell it. This stock will get bought out, in my opinion, or it'll do a partnership with Tesla. Mark my words, because a lot of the things that I talk about, yes, might take a little bit of time, but it happens. Why? Because I still have 3 brain cells left in my head. And I know you guys have a lot of brain cells, so maybe your brain cells are like too much. My brain cells are very limited. There's only 3. It's called understand, research, and execute. Those are my 3 brain cells. Okay? You guys are like sometimes too analytical, too like analysis paralysis, or sometimes too bullish, or sometimes too bearish. I am neither. I'm a tactical bull and sometimes a tactical bear. Look what's happening here on the weekly. We just have the stochastics about to cross. So who the F cares if Jim Cramer or some short fund says, oh, Blink is a scam? Well, Cramer didn't say that. Some funds did. Well, go F yourself. While they're signing up almost every other state with charging stations. Half my neighbors are getting like Teslas. I only see Teslas, like in a pretty nice neighborhood. So anyway, they're like all Teslas all around. Like, and there are not enough superchargers. I think there's only 2 in 3 of the garages here. So wouldn't it be nice if there were Blink superchargers like on these nice roads? Exactly. Look at this. Beautiful. Look at this. Absolutely beautiful. So what's the big deal? Buying some cheap calls and sitting there. What's going to happen? Blink is going to be like blinked out all of a sudden. People are going to say, "Oh my God, I want to charge my EV, my electric vehicle." This whole global movement towards EVs, which is not going to stop. Okay, it's just not stop. It's just starting. That's why Tesla is going to go a lot higher. Okay, just showing you simple examples in the small caps before we look at Tesla. Canada Goose. Whoa! Are you guys awake? Told you guys to buy it all the way here in the 20s. The stock's going to 36 and right now is going to approach 41 as the weather gets cooler. And it was pretty damn cold here tonight on the waterfront. And like I said, I'm not a Canada Goose, spend $4,000 to buy, plucked goose feathers. I'm sorry. I'm not that kind of guy. But give me a break. What's the big deal buying these calls and just sitting there and not worrying about whether or not the Democrats who are and the Republicans too, who are like totally hand in hand to break up all the greatest companies in the world that makes America truly great and powerful. Antitrust, antitrust, antitrust. So sick and tired of it. None of that crap's going to happen anyway. And even if some of the companies like Facebook or Google, like IBM did today, spin off one of the divisions, guess what's going to happen? It's going to unleash their intrinsic value, and both stocks are going to go higher. So good luck, you morons sitting there in the Senate and Congress who don't even know what coding is all about. You know all about stealing, and that applies to both parties, by the way. They're both thieves, in my opinion. Okay? Good, break up those companies. Their value is going to go higher. But initially, it's a short-term negative. So in the meantime, buy the goose. This is probably one of the best looking charts I've seen. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this. And I've been telling you guys to buy it for weeks now. Look at this. And look at the external. Any questions, Mr. Gomez, Mr. Rob, and anyone who's here? Mr. Simon, Mr. Redline? Any questions? I'm asking a question.
All good here.
Good. So I made money on Goose. Congratulations, Mr. Gomez. But how about making real FU money on Goose by buying it a little bit longer term? How about that? All right. Exactly. Because stock's got a long way to go. Remember, it was a $72 stock back in November of 2018. And you don't think it's going to go there? I don't care. I don't think it's going to go there. I think the best I can get is 40, 45. That's a lot of money. Best Buy and Beyond, one of our biggest winners. Look at this chart on the weekly, approaching DEFCON at 25. Even if you get these 4 points here, that's nice money. That's going to make you feel good. So you can sound smart in front of your wife, your boyfriend, or your dog. Okay? And God help us if it grows above that. Because this is the monthly chart of Best Buy and Beyond. I'm sorry, what am I saying? Bed Bath and Beyond. My apologies. Let's draw a line. Downtrend was broken at $11 to 21. Stock was 80. Another GameStop type of situation. Can somebody, let's see how smart you guys are. What is one of the biggest assets of companies like Bed Bath & Beyond and GameStop?
They're brick and mortar.
Lovely. Who said that?
Simon.
So answer it rightly. It's brick and mortar meaning what? What are their biggest assets?
Real estate, their location.
Thank you. Thank you. It's like paying Sears a couple of years ago. The stock was going nuts because that big activist investor, I forgot his name, was in it. Their real estate locations are huge. So what if they sell some of them? They're going digital like Best Buy is. I'm sorry, Bed Bath & Beyond is. Best Buy went digital too. And GameStop. All of a sudden unlocks huge, immense value. And the big guys are looking at it saying, I'm liking this. Exactly. Did you guys understand? It was Simon who answered that question.
Yep.
Did you guys understand what Simon just said?
No, ice cream.
Makes sense.
Right. And how come you guys didn't think of that? Is Simon smarter than you guys? Yeah, I think so. Oops, somebody's like, oh, Frank's being a real jerk today. No, I'm not. I think Simon is smarter than most of you guys. It's common sense. And look at the chart. I'm talking like intermediate stops. The stock eventually can go to $50. These are the type of companies that make you the FU money. And of course, the trading stocks. The AMDs, the Nvidias, the Squares and stuff, and the Zooms that we play. Zoom's been a real like jerk lately. I think some hedge fund is sitting on it like a big papa. But come earnings, it's going to be up like $50. I know it. Exactly. So in the meantime, these are the things that can make you sleep at night a little bit better. Long-term picture, going into latter part of this year, early part of next year. Elections or no elections. Of course, there's going to be volatility. The stock is going to go to $50 because people love Bed Bath & Beyond. And the new CEO is trying to clean out the stores, go completely, not completely digital, but mostly digital. And even the newer store formats, like Walmart, is designing new stores. They look fantastic, fantastic. Open spaces. They look like Apple frigging stores. Lots of space, lots of big signs. Okay. All right. Some examples of many things that I do. Let's look at Alexion. Like a couple of people made 500% on the money on this stock. Just by this move. Because I've been telling people to buy the stock since 111, blah, blah, blah. It hit 126.73. Now I know some of you are like, oh, I can't buy that stock. I don't know that stock. You think the stocks know you? Think about that for a minute, my friend, my fellow traders, ladies and gentlemen. You think stocks know you? So if you don't know a stock, well, study the charts, do some homework on your end, reading up on it. so you know the background of the company. But don't, some people come to me and say, oh, I don't know that stock, I can't trade it. Well, do you think that that stock or that company knows you? So if it doesn't know you, then what right do you have to say I don't know them? It's really laughable when I hear people say that. Because what people do as human beings, behavioral dynamics, they always trade the same stocks over and over again because that is the one they feel like they know. Well, if you know that stock, then there's 500,000 people out there, or 300,000 active traders out there, or 100,000 active traders out there who know that stock. Do you guys understand what I just said? Do you understand what I just said? So if
Yes.
everyone knows the same freaking stock, so where's the juice on it? You're just waiting around for the big whale like Masayoshi Son, SoftBank to come in, because that's what pushed the tech stocks up lately. He came in again with a couple of $1 billion worth of options calls. So what when he pulls back? And the same stocks for no reason drop 9%. You're going to call Masayoshi Son, SoftBank, and say, hello, Mr. Son, why do you do that? No, actually you say, hey, Mr. Son, why did you do that? And Mr. Son's going to say, hello, I don't care. I made a lot of money. You think I'm making fun of his accent? No, he's one of the smartest geniuses in the world, Masayoshi Son. Okay? He said, I made a lot of money. What's your problem? Please go away. Exactly. So guys, I'm just trying to, just trying to share some thoughts with you. You think I don't love like bullish like Nvidias and all these stuff? Of course I do, but I don't want to be stupid. I don't want to be part of the crowd. I want to be the contrarian investor mixed in with those type of stocks, fast moving stocks, high beta, which I take profits rather quickly. And I don't know whether I'm going to live for the next 10 years. So I don't give a shit about that type of long-term investing. Okay? I want my money now. And now means this week, couple of weeks, month or two, because I have no freaking idea what the market's going to do 6 months from now. And neither do any of you. Trust me. I don't care how smart you guys are. All right? So this Alexion, I think, is a buyout target. I think the stock, just on its own, will breach 129. Look at how beautiful this technical setup is. And congratulations to the people who followed and bought this stock. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. This is a really beautiful technical setup. Okay, right shoulder. And lots of zigzag, but hey, formation is the same. Neckline has broke out. Hello, dollars. Pattern of completion, 140. 17 bucks from here. Gonna make about 200% on the options. And they're not that expensive. So what's the problem? The problem is in your head because you're like, I don't really know this company. Well, take a walk and come back and know the company, all right? All right. I can go stocks and stocks and stock for hours, but I don't have time to do that, and neither do you guys. So let's take a look at Tesla, everybody's favorite. Very, technically, very bullish. As a stock, very dangerous. Why? Because it's Tesla. There could be a couple of blow-ups on Tesla. There could be a couple of cars running on fire, going on fire. You know, this always happens, right? Employees trying to sabotage their gigafactories. They just opened up in Berlin. some country will say, hey, I don't want to give you subsidies anymore. You know, one of Tesla's biggest revenues is what? It's not selling cars. You know that, right? What is Tesla's biggest revenues? Streams. Paul, you're a Tesla guy. You tell me.
Last earnings, they had a lot of tax credits.
There you go. Lots of tax credits. And of course, the battery, the cheaper they get the battery, that's fantastic. So I'm with you on that. Tax credit. So what happens? What happens if certain countries, I know the world is moving towards like, you know, cleaner fuel and stuff like that. But what happens here? Like, let's say Donald wakes up one morning and says, you know what? I really don't like Elon that much because Elon likes the Chinese too much. Ever think about that risk? Because Elon Musk is like, loves the Chinese business model. And he's openly said that Americans in general are lazy bums. He's openly said that in speeches. You know that, Paul. You know, and the Chinese are really hungry. The young kids like waking up, which I kind of agree with, because most of our kids are lazy bums. Thank God, not my son. Yeah, all they want to do is, like I always say, you know, somebody's going to sue me someday. You know, look at J-Lo's butt or listen to rap and just like, oh, that's it. You know, they don't want to study hardcore math or calculus and this and that. You know, they just want to just do it the easy way. They want to be Robin Hood traders. So what if Donald wakes up one morning and says, Elon, enough of your China fascination. I'm taking your clean fuel credits away. Tesla will fall $100 to $200 just like this. Exactly. That's called thinking outside the box. So there's always risk to it. There's always risk. Now, in the meantime, he's creating a lot of jobs here. A lot of jobs here. But Elon has to be careful, because when you deal with Donald, you got to keep him happy, because when you piss him off, he'll come after you. Exactly. That's why Tim Cook doesn't piss Donald off. That's why Calhoun from Boeing doesn't piss Donald off, even though they might disagree on many things, business practice and stuff. So Elon has to be careful. Exactly. He shouldn't be like, even though his biggest market is China, he shouldn't be like too aggressive about praising the Chinese economic model. And China, by the way, is like flying. And what the hell am I doing like an idiot not trading Baba? Alibaba is up like $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, $9 almost every other day. I'm back in that game again, baby, starting tomorrow. Any of you trading Alibaba? Any of you trading Alibaba? BABA?
No, Frank.
I'm look at it, I'm like, I am a complete idiot. Yeah, I'm doing well on other stuff. But like, what the hell am I doing? That stock is non-stop. Let's look at Tesla, we look at Alibaba, and we'll wrap up. So so this stock, it's good. But I just gave you the major risk. Not good. That's a that is a technical stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Is a negative divergence as the stock is climbing. You can see that lower highs versus higher as the stock climbs. Next, McClellan oscillator, looking at 3 simple, very good, very good. I like it. MACD, not good. It's kind of mixed. Watch. 1 second. There you go. There you go. This is good. This is bad. Okay. Now let's take a look at the weekly picture. Looking at it long term. Weekly picture, much better. Much better. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. What is this pattern? It's basically a massive bull flag. It's a massive bull flag. So here is the way traders need to play it. If you want to be a very long-term trader like Paul does, fine. Then you cannot watch your P&L, and we're talking about Tesla, on a daily basis, because it's going to make you cry, or make you very happy, then make you cry so much, and then it's going to make you a little happy. We just made almost 200% on Tesla overnight. That makes you very happy. I like to play Tesla short-term, period. And if you really go long-term, you better have deep pockets, because those calls are frigging expensive. Yes or no, Paul?
Yes, very.
Like very expensive. And I am, just personally speaking, sharing my thoughts with all my great members, all of you, and people who are going to listen tonight or later. I am not willing to put in that much money on just, by the calls at 20, 30, 40, $50. What, I bought one call for 5,000 bucks? Like, what? I'd rather buy something for $2.40 and sell it at $6 like we did overnight. Exactly.
And Frank, this is a good one to just own commons on.
Well, one thing
If you want long term.
let me finish. Please don't take me the wrong way, Paul, because you're like my family, you're like my brother. People don't have the money to buy commons. On what? They're going to buy 10 shares? 10 shares is $4,250. People don't have that kind of money from a trading standpoint. If you really want to make real money on Tesla, you got to buy at least 100 shares. That's $42,500. 101 share of Tesla, 10 shares of Tesla is $4,250. Listen, I'm a guy who's a complete non-bullshitter. So I'm telling you the facts. 100 shares of common is $42,500. If you really need to make money, let's say Tesla is up 20 bucks one day, and you own 10 shares at 42, you put $4,250, and it went up 20 bucks. Okay? You just made yourself $200. Oh, whoopee. What are you going to do? Jump around? If you have 100 shares, that means you have $43,000 locked into Tesla alone. Margin or no margin. And it went up 20 bucks. You make 2,000 bucks. You could have made that on some cheap calls on a short-term basis. That's what I'm saying. Paul, we are not fund managers. We are not billion-dollar players. We are not hedge funds. If you have $43,000 just in Tesla, what about the rest of the money you're going to deploy in other stocks? Do you understand what I just said, Paul?
Yeah, but it's made big moves before. If you want 25% return, that's reasonable and it's a lot safer. So obviously you can make a lot if you do short-term calls.
But you're still missing the point, which you don't seem to understand. People don't have that kind of money.
Well, 25% is 25%. You have one share, you have 10 shares, 25%. I don't know. It's a lot less than your strategy.
No. That's bullshit. You're telling me the stock is at 425, okay? And you have one share, and you're telling me people are going to be rich making 25% on 425?
No, I'm saying if
no. Let me ask you. So you made $425. You have one share. You made 25%. You made $106. Let me ask somebody else a question. Can somebody tell me you're very excited with $106 on one share of Tesla? Gomez, Mike, RA, Redline, Rob, Simon.
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
I'd be like, what the fuck, man? I could have made a lot more money trading some other stocks and options on this stuff. Paul, you have to understand one thing. I'm agreeing with what you're saying, but percentages don't matter. What matters is how much moolah you're taking home. That's what I'm saying. So your strategy of buying the long-term leaps is a very smart thing, but only if you have the money to do it. And I'm sorry, that is the truth. Am I right or wrong, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Good case.
Yeah, I know I'm right. Selling credit, yes, you can do that, Mr. Gomez. Exactly, you can do that. you can do spreads, you can do whatever. Anyway, overall, what we originally intended to do was look at the chart, because that's what we're all about. I think it's very bullish. This is a beautiful long-term flag, and personally speaking, I think Tesla is a $1,000 stock. So on that respect, I totally agree with Paul. I think it's a $1,000 stock. And let's do a Fibonacci retracement. See, that's why I love these webinars. You get different points of thing. I put in my point, and nobody's right or wrong. We're just trying to state our views on things. Okay, let's try to see where this baby goes. And please ask me any questions you guys want. Remember, this is for your benefit, not mine. Let's do a Fibonacci retracement. 1 second, please. Where did these lines come from?
Frank, quick question while you're doing that.
Yeah, of course.
I've heard a lot of people say about Tesla that there's no way the S&P 500 is going to include them because they're too volatile, but yet their market cap is huge. What do you think about that?
I am totally with you. S&P 500 made a major mistake for not including them. I believe that that was some sort of like, I think it's like a I hate Elon kind of move. I believe that they will get included in S&P 500 like very soon. That's my
the more positive earnings they have, and they got one coming up in 2 weeks, so that's going to make a good case for them.
Exactly. And one of the reasons why we bought those cheap calls and more than almost made 200% on it is because of the leaked email I saw, and I will be trading Tesla more. But remember, Tesla is for active traders, for options traders. So I'm totally with you on that, Paul. You see, our thesis on what we believe what the stock is going to go, it's totally the same. Now, looking at it from a Fibonacci standpoint, the stock is good for 500. That earnings that Paul just that's coming up, I believe the earnings are in November, right, Paul?
No, they're like in 2 weeks. Let me just get the date for you.
Please do.
They're one of the Netflix is first, and then they're next.
I love it. Sooner the better.
Yeah, so Netflix is on the 20th, and Tesla's on the 21st.
So Netflix is October 20th. Wow, 12 days from now.
21st, and that's right. Netflix is 20th, and Tesla's 21st. That's right.
Fantastic. So 20th and 21st, you said?
Yeah, Netflix and then Tesla after.
Guys, gotta be involved in those earnings. Small amounts of money, do it. Buy a few commons so you can sell it after hours, or buy a call or two, maybe out of the money or in the money if you want to spend a little bit of extra money. Let's do it. Because I believe the earnings will be fantastic. Netflix I shouldn't say for sure, like what the hell do I know, but come on. Look at the shows on Netflix. Out of control. So this chart from a Fibonacci standpoint, 499.92, I think that happens by earnings. 767.28, that happens by early next year. And the stock goes to $1,200. Long-term projection. Why don't you buy one call, $1,200, 6 months from now, 8 months from now? I don't even know how much they cost. I can look it up. Do it. I'm going to do it. I'm a binary trader, primarily. I do some, spreads and stuff that I do it on my side on my own. I don't put that out for my members because I do not want to get into that whole thing of explaining things to people that much. Let them learn on their own and do it. I'm just suggesting certain ideas based on the projections and the forecast. So, Paul, do you agree that Tesla can go to $1,200?
Yeah, the time frame I don't know about, but for sure I think it'll go there in time.
Good. That is exactly what I think. Exactly. Time frame we don't know, but it's not going to be years and years. It's going to be maybe less than a year.
Yeah, and Frank, the bears will say, well, the PE is sky high and everything, but they're basically the same strategy as Amazon. They're putting every cent into reinvesting into their company.
Correct.
You mentioned the tax risk. Another risk could be they might do a new issue of shares in the future to
Issue of
raise more
shares.
capital.
But the issue of shares is not bad because they always,
Yeah.
the investors buy it up big time.
Yeah.
So what I was explaining about the tweet risk and about the credit,
Yeah.
I mean the clean credit risk. What do you call it?
Yeah. Environment or whatever,
And
clean energy.
the carbon credits.
Yeah.
That is something I'm just explaining just so you don't, or if you don't take it the wrong way. That's short term stuff. So
Yeah.
just slowly.
If they get,
It doesn't change the long term business model. Yeah, go ahead.
no, and if they get included in the S&P 500, that's going to be massive. And then if Biden gets elected, I'm not rooting for him. I'm
I know,
voting, I'm going for Trump, but that would be positive for the green energy, right? Like
you see,
Tesla's going to.
Paul is just so you all understand, Paul is a fantastic guy. Political, yes, Trump supporter, okay, fantastic. But when he looks at big cap tech and stuff, and I think I agree with you on that. Is big cap techs are going to fly. They love this whole Biden thing, and they, even though taxes will be raised a little bit, Silicon Valley is rooting for Biden. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way you got to look at things. Let's keep politics aside. Let's just look at the stocks and say, okay, what's going to make us money? Because the end game is you got to feed your family, and that's all that matters, right, Paul? So that's the way I look at it. I mean, Paul, like you're a big Facebook guy, and Facebook gets attacked by Trump like every single day, every other day, and hardcore GOP and the Democrats too. But Facebook still keeps on going higher. So let's look at the stocks instead of anything. So okay, so we covered Tesla on that, and what's the other one that I was going to look at before we sign off? And anyone, please have any questions? Let's do it. Nvidia, man, you nailed it, Paul. I mean, this stock is. I know the options are crazy expensive overall because the market makers know it's going higher. I mean, this stock, the overall Fibonacci extension is 260. Why are the numbers here? Should be putting it on the left.
And Frank, this stock was green in the month of September. And how many big tech stocks finished green? I can't think of any other ones.
Very correct, sir. Very, very correct. And their investor conference, I mean, oh my God, they're working with GlaxoSmithKline, with GlaxoSmithKline Beecham. I mean, like, whoa. I mean, they're like all over.
Yeah, the analyst conference on Monday was fantastic. If anyone hasn't listened to it and they're interested in Nvidia, just Google Nvidia webcast and the replay will be there. But Jensen, the CEO, one of the comments he had was that he said we're doing things that nobody else is doing, so he doesn't want to step on anybody's toes. He said if we're not doing the things we're doing, then nobody else is doing them. So he's basically willing to work with everybody. Everybody in big tech is his customer.
This is one company that I think should be a $1,000 stock. I truly believe that. They are just beautiful. Artificial intelligence, they're clean, they don't get politically messed up with anything. And they're into the highest end gaming chips, they're in crypto, like my God.
Frank, one other funny comment on that analyst call is he's describing all the great things NVIDIA is getting into. They're basically becoming an artificial intelligence company, which there really isn't any other company like that. So they're getting away from chips, they're into artificial intelligence. So after listening to all that, one of the analysts says, well, all these great things you're doing, like you can do this all without ARM. So where does ARM fit into this? And Jensen's answer is, we can absolutely do all of this without ARM, but ARM is going to be such a major benefactor of all the things we're doing. We might as well own it.
Just everyone knows what ARM he's talking about. He's talking about ARM Holdings, the company that they bought.
Yeah.
And it's ARM Holdings is a Dutch company, right? Semiconductor.
I think they're in UK based mostly,
UK European. Yes.
Yeah, and they're basically in the cell side of things, mobility. But his answer was, we can do all this ourselves without ARM. We don't need ARM, but ARM is going to be such a massive benefactor of all the things that we're doing that we might as well just own them instead of, giving that benefit to a separate company.
That's called the leader. You just sucked up the competition before they got big, So that's fantastic. So anyway, guys, as traders, we're looking at prices. I believe that earnings, the stock will hit 590, 600. We still got 45 points to go. So let's go do it. All right. And on a slightly longer term basis, we are looking at 921 bucks. Yeah, we are. Okay. And even if it, falls, remember, these are not like a biotech company, like one trick pony, like, okay, the drug didn't work, stock's down 50%, crap like that. These are sustained value companies which are involved in every aspects of our life. So unless you want to shut your cell phone down or shut your car off or do this or that, completely, go back in a cave, then aside from those drastic, crazy scenarios, Nvidia keeps them going higher. Any questions, please? Yeah, I'm going to be signing off. Yeah.
One quick thing is I think there's some breaking news. It sounds like AMD is in advanced talks to buy rival chip maker, and I can't even say the name, Xilinx, and the deal could be worth $30 billion.
Shit.
$30 billion.
No, they're just breaking right now. You mean Xilinx?
Yeah.
Xilinx.
Yeah.
Xilinx is one of the oldest and most powerful. Wow, I love this M&A. By the way, this is really critical. And I wish we were in Xilinx because the stock will be up a gazillion points like tomorrow. The point is that what is happening is this mergers and acquisition consolidation phase starting in the semiconductor industry. And also the breakup thing. Like IBM said, okay, the IT division and their cloud division are going to be separated. The stock was up 14 bucks, right? This is very, 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 very good news for the NASDAQ 100 and very, very good news for tech stocks, just in general, just so you guys know. All right. And what if Tesla comes out, which I mentioned many months ago, and comes out and says, okay, we are basically at this point going to separate our battery division from our money losing, which still they do, car division. You know what the stock's going to do? Go nuts. Exactly. What if they say SpaceX is going to go public? It's going to go nuts. All right. So this is big news. Xilinx is one of the oldest companies, and I know that from my days on Wall Street. It's funny, Paul said, I don't know how to pronounce it. I love it. So this is Xilinx, and I can assure you that if, as Paul has mentioned the news, that AMD is looking to buy Xilinx, holy shit, the stock literally will open up tomorrow at 120. This is very good news. On that note, thank you for being here. We have had the markets are volatile. I have had a couple of members drop out. I feel sorry for them. And because this is a tough market, okay? This is a tough market, believe me when I tell you. But in the meantime, you get 3,000%, and I will keep on repeating that because it's a fact. Type of gains on Gamestop, it makes up your previous small losses and brings you back to the baller game of being a tactical trader. And Paul, thank you for your input as ever, and all of you, and for Mr. Gomez and Mr. Rob, please get a mic before I have to send it to you guys for Christmas. All right?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Who's this?
It's Rob. I finally fixed it. Sorry. Okay, we're good.
No problem. No, is this Rob Anderson?
Yes, sir.
Hey, you sound great, man. So listen, good stuff. Chart setup looks great. Futures are up 17. Yes, we're gonna have intraday volatility. Let's stay long and strong. And thank you for everyone. And please, let's get some new blood in, people like yourself. Let's get some new referrals. That's what we live by. And more importantly, that's what we need. We guys who are hungry, guys who want to make money, guys who want to learn a little bit, advanced coaching sessions, learn on your own, do whatever you need to do. We want lions, not sheep. I'm not putting anyone down. Some people quit, like they lost some money and this and that. But honestly, the minute you quit is the minute you could have made 3,000% that you didn't make. On that note, God bless you all. God bless America. Very happy President Trump is feeling better. Let's make these markets fly, and let's do it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Nick.